Greetings everyone, Joseph James here from theSchoolOfTrade.com, and in this second video of our 5-part video series on the Discipline Cycle Workshop, we're going to be talking more about our second phase here. Now of course, remember guys, a trader must guard against many things in this market, right? Support and resistance, head fakes, low volume, sideways, chop and slop, right? All kinds of things we got to worry about all day long. But out of everything we have to be concerned about, the most important usually lies right here, right within ourselves. The emotional discipline, of course, to follow our rules, etc., etc. So where were we last time? Where did we leave off? Well, this again is the second video of this 5-part series. Now the first video, I told you guys a little bit about my story, of how I almost never even made it this far in my career, and after my second blown account, had the challenge, of course, right? Had the challenge to listen to the market. I would encourage you guys, if you haven't watched the first video, watch the first video. You can find it on our YouTube page. Now in phase number 1, this was the discipline to use our entry rules. Right? We talked about the 5 different phases of the discipline cycle. Well, phase 1 was discipline. And of course, this was discipline to use your entry rules, to wait for the perfect patterns, to avoid trading outside of those rules. And of course, we know because this is a cycle that this discipline will be not only the start, but also the finish of this 360-degree cycle we call the discipline cycle. Now, of course, here's what the discipline cycle looks like. And again, I would encourage you guys to watch the first video if you haven't already. Phase number 1 was discipline. Now in phase number 2, of course, this is the second video here, we'll talk about the second phase, which is consistency. This, of course, is the consistency in your trading results. Now, good or bad, once you guys show discipline to follow your rules, discipline to have emotional discipline, technical discipline, once you start practicing discipline in your trading, then obviously in phase number 2, you're going to start seeing consistency. So following your rules is going to start showing you good or bad. You'll start seeing the same thing over and over again, right? Consistency. Now, consistency, remember when you were a kid, when you were getting ready to go to school, and of course getting ready to go to school after a long summer break or after a winter break was always tough, but you had to get back in the habit of getting up early in the morning, get back in the habit of packing your lunch and doing homework at night. Well, of course, we have these habits that we try to develop as traders as well. Get us into the habit, the consistency of following our rules. So once we start seeing consistency in our trading, guys, that's when we really start seeing major improvements pretty quickly, pretty dramatically. It slows down the market, so now you can compare each different entry and, of course, whether or not you got to stop or whether you made some money. So you'll see the big picture more clearly. You're going to be able to listen more to the market, and, of course, we call that getting in the zone, right? Whether you're a basketball player, professional golfer like Tiger Woods, or a day trader, right? Getting in the zone where you're simply reacting, right? It's going to help you get more focused and kind of achieve that getting in the zone of your trading. So in phase number 2 of consistency, again, that's consistency, you're going to start seeing the same thing over and over again because we start with discipline, and that discipline, of course, leads to consistency in your trading. That consistency, of course, right, is seeing the same thing over and over. So here's what's next. In our next video, in video number 3, we'll talk about the third phase, which is confidence. Once we start using discipline to follow our rules, we then build consistency in the market. We start seeing consistency in our results, good or bad. Well, that consistency rapidly speeds up the learning process, and we begin to develop, you better believe it, confidence. Now, if you ask me, confidence is more important than money, more important than cash. Because confidence means I can hook my printer up to my desktop here and print $100 bills. I can make the money anytime I want if I've got confidence. And of course, you can't get to confidence unless you go through discipline and consistency. So guys, stay tuned for our next video. We'll talk about phase number 3, which is confidence. And always, guys, come out and join us in our live trade room tomorrow morning. Opens up at 7:45 Eastern Time. My name is Joseph James. Hope the video helps. Stay tuned for the next one. We'll talk about confidence in the Discipline Cycle Workshop. Bye-bye for now.